Welcome back to another episode of Trash Talk Podcast. We got a good show. We got a really good show today, I think. Getting closer to the end of 2018, and we're going to have some special podcasts in the future, but today is still a regular one, I should say, but a really good one. Quick announcement, in next week's podcast, we're going to rank our top 10 songs of the year.
Yes.
2018. So if you've seen podcast number 50, well, if you haven't, go do that, but if you have, it's going to be a similar thing, and after that, we're going to do some Christmas stuff, some New Year stuff. Well, end of the year stuff, like we did last year, basically. So today, though, we're going to talk a little bit about Hearthstone, and we're going to talk a little bit about personal ability. Maybe I have a little question later in the second topic, but first of all, we got Hearthstone again.
I still got no clue what the answer to that is going to be, but
Yeah,
we'll see.
We'll
figure it out together.
Yeah. So what we got first, man?
Well, we're trying to rank the Hearthstone expansions.
All of them.
And
also adventures. Everything.
Yes, and you were going the easy route again and ranking them by coolness.
Because I have a valid excuse.
And I am trying to rank those based on like how cool the cards were that were in the expansions.
You think ranking by coolness is an easy task? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Really?
So
I'm not sure about that.
My list, I basically just compiled on the go. So if there's like some cool cards that I'm forgetting about, which might sway the rating, that's whatever.
Well, yeah, for you it's more about like how it was to play it, because I didn't play everything, so I'm just gonna rank it by how cool the theme is. Objectively. No, it's just in my personal view, but in my personal objective view. That's how it is. So, would you like to start with yours?
Sure.
Let's see.
My number 14, because there's been 14 so far, Jesus Christ.
Oh, by the way, we're not counting classical.
Yeah, I was thinking about it, but it's just, that's literally the base of the entire game.
Not counting classic. It's no real theme to it.
One Night in Karazhan.
That's the worst one?
Yeah.
Alright, how's that?
Well, think of the cards in One Night in Karazhan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything particular that comes to mind that you...
Oh, Medivh the Guardian. Karakazam. Teapot, plate, and kettle or something.
Yeah, right? It's like...
Defile bait. Really good. I don't know.
I don't think there's anything really spectacular. I mean, yeah, Medivh was pretty good, but...
Yeah. Medivh was alright.
I don't know. That just for me when I went through them, it does seem like the least interesting one.
Yeah, possible.
From the card standpoint.
Okay.
It did have the mechanic where it tried to get you to play beasts, murlocs, and dragons in one deck.
Yeah, with the curator.
With the Zubat and the curator, which of course never worked.
Yeah. And it also introduced Discover, right?
No.
No?
That was in the League of Explorers.
Okay, cool. But anyway, okay, that's a lot. Okay, it's also not the coolest, I can tell you that much.
Are we gonna go one for one, or am I just gonna go through the entire
list?
list?
Go through the list, and then I'll do the coolest.
Okay, number 13, and this one's pretty recent. The Boomsday Project.
Okay, because I can see why. Because the meta was kind of monotonous, right?
Yeah, the Boomsday meta was the Witchwood meta.
It was like really? No, I think so. I don't think it was like Druidstone, more like anything else in the Boomsday. Witchwood wasn't that much.
Doomsday didn't have a huge impact.
It didn't have a huge impact, but the Witchwood... And I mean, the thing is with the Witchwood was so defining because of odd and even stuff, right?
And most of the meta decks in the time were just using the same old stuff, and I don't think there was anything spectacular about the Boomsday that I really liked that much. I mean, sure, Dr. Boom My Genius is a cool card.
So, yeah.
There was a few other cool ones, but
ones, yeah.
In general, just wasn't that huge. And the one card that actually was good, they just nerfed to hell.
The Giggling Litter?
Yeah.
Well, that was too good. Obviously. You can't have that as a non-legend. But he had stuff like Floops, too.
Number 12. Gotta get my numbers straight.
Yeah.
And the expansion... Well, the first expansion ever came out, or the first adventure, should I say, ever came out, Naxxramas.
Alright.
Now...
I don't remember much about that.
Have a disadvantage on this list because they had less cards, and I don't rank them by the single player content, but rather by the cards. Yeah. So didn't have that many cards. I do have fond memories of it just by being the first expansion because I've played it since before.
Yeah.
So oh my god, they are adding new cards to the game. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it's crazy.
But yeah, I don't think there was anything spectacular in there either. And I think there was other expansions that had cooler ideas with their cards. This basically just was poisonous and death rattle stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the good thing is that for...
Poisonous wasn't the keyword yet.
I know, but they made it 1. Lifesteal wasn't either, I think.
No.
In the beginning.
There's also only 1 lifesteal card that predates the keyword.
Which one was that? Bloodworm?
The Mistress of Pain from GVG.
Oh, okay. Well, is there none in the classic?
I don't think so.
Where's Bloodworm from? I don't know.
Bloodworm is from Angoro.
Is it?
No, wait, it's from Knights of Hearthstone, sorry.
But yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, okay. What I was going to say is that for the coolness list, it doesn't matter if it's an adventure or expansion, by the way. So that's going to be a bit more of an even playing field then.
Yeah. Next, on number 11,
right.
I've got Coals and Catacombs.
Okay.
That's also a somewhat recent one. Well,
blocks
it's kind of middle area. Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly why.
That's basically what it was, right? It's like a bunch of cards that made the Q block happen, and that's about it.
Exactly. Well, like once Raza was axed away and nerfed to hell, then like it was all Warlock, really.
Yeah.
Because then, like, okay, they had some combo decks like Kingsbane that could keep it in check, but that was just too weak against other stuff. So yeah, I can see that. I like to play it though.
Number 10, I put Blackrock Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
This could have been lower, but I just like the idea of them focusing a bit more on dragons and that kind of stuff. Right. And also, they did have, we mentioned this before, a cool idea in Major Domo Executors,
with
although
that
was just never really that valid. But there was some cool stuff there. I don't think there was anything huge there from like a impact standpoint, but I mean, there was Thorison.
Thorison is really strong, yeah.
Thorison is really strong.
It's a good card.
Watch our tournament.
Yes. Watch them all. But
that was crazy.
Oh yeah, Stick Flag forever. But yeah, Thorison.
Toki, man.
Yeah, Toki's crazy. Alright. I can see Black Armor. No, it wasn't Venture 2, right?
Yes. Number 9. And this introduced us to an entirely new card type. That being the quests.
Oh, you got Angoro.
This is Journey to Angoro.
Alright.
And
quests.
It had quests.
Technically the first legendary spells.
Yes.
Fact.
It had quests, it had the adaptation mechanic, it had elementals for the first time as a type.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So Ragnaros and stuff wasn't elementals before?
No.
Oh, okay.
And, I mean, that is some cool stuff, but I think some of the other expansions here brought more to the game as a whole. Oh,
Angoro, I think, is really impactful.
Well,
still, I mean, it was the first expansion of the year, so it's been there forever. It feels like. I don't know Hearthstone without Angoro, which is gonna be weird when it rotates out. But you got stuff like Tar Creepers, all the Tar stuff. You got Stonehill Defenders. You got a lot of impactful cards in Angoro.
Yeah, I'm not. This is not necessarily rating by how impactful the expansion was, just by
how much you like playing it.
How much I think how cool the cards are from the design standpoint, from a playing standpoint, and that kind of stuff, and. Of course, impact to the meta then kind of matters as well, because if you never see any of the cards, it doesn't matter whether they're cool or not. Next, we've got number 8, the Grand Tournament.
The Grand Tournament. Okay.
This had a mechanic that I would like to see again, but that, I don't think is going to see any returns.
Question is, how good would this be with the evens and odds now? You got to be careful with that, I think.
Well, I mean, the most dangerous thing with Inspire still is Shadowy Brandoing.
Yeah, that too.
Because he got insane Inspire procs.
Yeah.
Similar idea with, what's his name? Darius Crowley in the Monster Hunt, where you can repeat the hero power.
Oh, right, with the Cannoneer. Yes, right. That's true. That's also pretty strong.
So, yeah. Mm-hmm. But Inspire was a really cool mechanic, and it's sad that we didn't get to see any more of that.
Maybe they'll do it.
We also got some cool cards like Paltris, which made good use of that, where you get a legendary minion summon just by using hero power. It gave players more incentive to use their hero powers, and I still think that overall that was a cool idea. There was some other okay cards in there, and
Justicars?
Justicar being a big one, of course. Kind of inspiring Baku in a way.
Yeah, exactly. So the hero power modification stuff. Yeah. I can see that, Next one.
Number 7, and this might be a bit more of a personal thing than a lot of the other ones. Goblins vs. Gnomes.
Alright.
I really liked the mech stuff when it first came out.
But Boomsday is pretty low.
Yeah. because it's been done before, and the second time around it just wasn't.
Well, you just said that you want stuff to be done again, like Inspire, and then when you like Max and they do it again, it's like, oh, it sucks. Like, make up your mind, man. Like, watch the next expansion come with Inspire, and you're gonna be like, damn, that's bad because they've done it before in the Grand Tournament. Come on now.
Anyways, GVG, I believe, also something we talked about right before we started, I believe it was the expansion to introduce Dr. Boom. Yeah, it certainly was. Which, of course, is a huge card. And yeah, mainly mechs. Yeah. You've got cool cards like the Shredder. It's Sneasel Shredder.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, those ones. So yeah, and once again, it has a bit of an advantage here just by being one of the first ones. So after Rammus was the first time we got any new cards at all. This was the first time we got a huge amount of new cards in one go.
I like how you're totally cool with stuff like Sneasel Shredder and all those cards, but then when Omega Defender has cool card, you're gonna be like, oh my god, that's way too futuristic. It's a big mass machine. We can't have that.
The original Omega Defender art did look very much sci-fi, not like fantasy, steampunk.
Does
like
Sneasel Shredder not?
Dude.
Does.
It looks more cobbled together, and I don't want to say steampunk because it's not quite that, but it's, like the Arcana punk type thing.
I don't know.
At number 6,
right.
And this one is one of those that also probably might have a bit of an either advantage or disadvantage. I'm honestly not sure.
Yes.
Just by being the newest. It's Rastakhans Rumble.
Wow, it's 6 already. Wow, that far? Okay.
So, because there's a lot of cool cards in there.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if I'm overhyping this because we just now get to play with all those cool new toys.
Yes.
Or if I'm underhyping it because we haven't seen the full potential of everything yet.
Maybe.
So I'm honestly not sure if
this... balancing it out a little.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know exactly how much impact it's going to have, but we can assume that it's going to be a high impact expansion because it's the last one of this.
I didn't want to put it too high because...
Yeah, I can see.
I knew that
makes sense.
I might be biased here, but because it's just new.
It's okay. So top 5 now?
Yes. Number 5.
Number 5.
Mean Streets of Gadget Zen.
Alright.
It had the idea with the triple class cards, which
Jades.
Has never been done before or after. The Jade Golems themselves were more annoying than fun, to be honest. But
I don't know. I like the old Jade Druid. It's kind of good.
Like the idea of restricting cards to classes without having to necessarily restrict them to a single class.
Yeah. There wasn't a lot of them, though. It was just a few cards, right?
Yeah, I think there was like 3 or 4 for each group. There was, there
was Aya Blackpaw.
Yeah, there was Aya.
The Lotus Agents.
Yeah, and the Spirit, the thing.
Right.
The 2/3 and summons a dude.
There was like,
Jade Spirit, I think it's called.
Cabal Courier.
Yeah.
Kazakus. That stuff.
See, I think that was one legend, one card that discovered one from any class of those 3 classes, and one that did something for the theme of the group. Which also is another thing that I really liked Cabal Couriers. I think we talked about that before in the podcast.
Yeah, you said that was your favorite card or something.
One of.
It's not that good.
No, it's not good. But I just also like the ability to somewhat target discover cards from other classes.
Right.
So you had one of 3 classes, and then you could theoretically pull off some crazy stuff with that, depending on
that's true.
Whether you got something that maybe good with mage, but incredibly good with priest, for example. There was something, the mage Cthulhu card, for example, was really good in Cthulhu priest because you were casting a lot of small spells at priest. Where was I going with this? Oh, yeah, right. So yeah, Mean Streets of Gadget Zen.
Yeah. I can see that. 5. All right.
Now, number 4.
Number 4.
And this is the final one from the adventures.
Okay.
It's League of Explorers.
Alright, yeah.
So...
That's pretty high for an adventure.
Yes, but it also had one of the biggest impacts... Well, it had definitively the biggest impact of all the adventures on the game.
You had Bran and Reno, right?
You had Bran and Reno as very influential cards, both of which I like to play, both of which I have.
Yeah.
But also...
Oh, you have Reno? I never knew you had Reno.
We literally played a deck that featured him on the channel.
I'm not sure about that. Maybe we did.
The weird random druid thing
that had Reno in it?
Together. That had Reno in it. That's why there was no dupes in there.
There's no dupes? Okay. Yeah. Alright, I see. That's a good card.
Oh, yeah, right. So those 2 cards, first of all. And then second of all, I gave it some bonus points for introducing the Discover mechanic.
Alright.
Which to this day is still very heavily used in the game.
Yeah, exactly.
So just for that impact on the game, I think that
gives
it a bit of a bonus.
That's fair.
And again, Reno and Bran.
Yeah, that's fair. Cool.
Number 3.
Bran has a secret voice line when he's played against Magni.
Oh, that makes sense. They're brothers.
Yeah. There's a bunch of them. Like, Sir Finley has a secret voice line when played against Morgul.
I knew that.
Right.
There's also one if you're facing off between Tirana and Malfurion.
Yeah, of course.
There's
none for Jaina and Arthas, sadly.
I want to say there is one if you play Medivh against Medivh, but I'm not even sure.
Maybe. I'm not sure. There's a lot of those.
There's one when you play Snow Flipper against Lich King.
Yes, that's true. Or Cairn versus Garrosh, or Vol'jin versus Garrosh, or
Yeah, man, Garrosh is a bit of a douche.
He's great.
Number 3, the Witchwood.
The Witchwood, number 3. Okay, yeah. Odd and even, high impact.
Yeah, odd and even. It created entirely new deck archetypes.
Yeah, huge.
And
shaping the meta for the next 2 years, guaranteed.
Similarly to Reno, I really like how it restricts your deck building for a bonus.
Mm-hmm.
And that also makes people use cards that might have otherwise not been that great.
AKA Stormwind Champion.
For example. Because you need to somehow fill up that deck, and you can't use some of the good cards, but you really want that benefit.
Well, that's a good card in Odd Pally.
And
doubles the value of all your own ones, essentially.
Yes. But so...
Yeah, that makes sense.
The impact of those 2 cards, basically, Baku and Gen, I think justifies Witchwood being really high on this list.
Big time. I think that's never got... Like, the odd and even stuff is always going to have a dominant state in the meta until the Witchwood rotates.
Yeah.
And after that, it's going to be a complete overhaul. In like a year and a few months.
That's going to be exciting.
Oh yeah, that's going to be huge. Because that's going to shift everything around.
I mean, I've never been that huge on Odd Paladin, to be honest.
Oh, Odd Paladin is pretty neat.
And that's kind of always been the best deck since Baku came out, basically.
Odd Paladin is a decent deck. I kind of like Odd Paladin.
Number 2.
Alright.
This had a similar thing about creating a lot of new archetypes based on very few cards.
Frozen Throne?
No.
Alright.
Old Gods.
Old Gods, okay. I'm not... Well, okay, I can see what you put... So that means Frozen Throne is number 1 for you?
Yes.
And I can see that because the Death Knights. But Old Gods, same
idea. So with Old Gods, of course, one of my personal favorites, because I like 2 of the Old Gods a lot.
Yeah, Yogg-Saron. And Cthulhu, right?
Yes. And I did also play the Big Priest with Yogg-Saron in it. So yeah, the Old Gods are great.
No N'Zoth, though.
I don't have N'Zoth, which is arguably the best one, but...
Maybe, yeah.
I think he was the most played one in like tournaments and like high level.
Yeah, that makes sense because the most consistently in control decks. Yeah.
So yeah, but the 4 Old Gods themselves are the biggest factor in
of course
the Old Gods expansion ranking up there. They did create their own deck archetypes. Cthulhu was never as good as some people were hoping, but I think I know for a fact that Yogg used to be a tournament card before they nerfed him so that he doesn't play cards anymore once he's killed.
I've seen a video recently where like you got Yogg and he just casts Treachery, gives himself to your opponent, and casts Cataclysm. Perfect. That's all you need to do.
So yeah, the 4 Old Gods cards, great. I think there was some other cool cards there, but mainly those 4.
Yeah.
And then number 1, Frozen Throne, the Death Knights.
The Death Knights.
The Death Knights, first of all, introduced the concept of hero cards.
The Death Knights are tough.
To the game, which in itself, again, just like with other things, that's something that's continued. So similarly to introducing Discover, this is something that introduced something that is now a big part of the game.
They've had some every expansion since, right?
1 each, yeah. Hagatha, Boom, and Zul'jin.
Yeah. Did they have one in Kobolds?
Kobolds was it after Frozen Throne? I'm really bad at ordering those.
Yeah, it was. Maybe they didn't have one in Kobolds.
They didn't have one in Kobolds. So they had one in Witchwood, they had one in Boomsday, and they had one now.
Yeah, okay.
But, so yeah, the hero cards, first of all, as a new concept, is pretty cool. It's something that they've continued to do. And the hero cards that we actually got were pretty cool, at least some of them.
And strong.
Like,
still are.
Like Frostlich Jaina, Deathstalker Rexar.
The Rexar's crazy. Gul'dan
Blood River Gul'dan. Those are some...
The Shadow Reaper was broken as hell.
Yeah.
Or still is to a degree, but...
So, yeah, those cards are pretty cool.
Fury and all of them.
I mean...
Except for Utherin. Maybe...
I mean, Thrall was never that great.
Well, okay, I mean, when Evolved Shaman was good, Thrall used to be really good.
And in Token, he still was played. So, yeah, those cards shaped the meta a lot. They added some fun new abilities to the game. Most of those were somewhat innovative, because the Frostlich, I believe, was the first one that kind of gave you a passive effect after it's played for the rest of the game with the Lifesteal for Elementals. Yeah. The Build-A-Beast was a great new thing where you could, for the first time ever, stitch two things together in such a way.
Build-A-Beast was crazy. Then they continued that up with Magnetic sort of thing, and the passive one was, the Valera also had a passive
Valera had a passive hero power, which was the first time that was done on playable.
Right, but now Hagathon, for example, got that.
So, just a lot of new stuff brought into the game. A lot of cool cards. The Death Knights, the Lich King. I mean...
Huge.
I mean, even Arthas is
Snow Flipper. Arthas, yeah. I see that. Okay, so
Frozen Throne number one.
Frozen Throne number one. I think Frozen Throne is really strong. So let's have a look at the coolest expansions by how cool they are. So let's get into it. Least cool GVG, because it's goblins and gnomes. Two things that don't really resonate with me. When I think goblins and gnomes, I think of little green people who are kind of weird.
Gnomes aren't green.
Little other color people that are kind of weird, but not even people, but just weird creatures that I don't think deserve ethical treatment. I don't know.
That's just because you're racist.
Maybe. Kobolds and catacombs.
Because kobolds.
When I think kobolds, I also think little people that don't deserve ethical treatment, that aren't even people, and I don't know what color they are. They talk in an interesting way, and Dungeon Run was the best. Like, Dungeon Run is the best solo adventure I've ever played. It's really, really good.
I still think Monster Run was better.
No, it's not. Dungeon Run is so much better. Maybe the Rumble Run will compete. I don't know. But, the Kobolds. Witchwood is next.
Okay.
Because, I'm ranking by coolest. I think there was some cool cards, like Darius Crowley's cool card.
Yes.
In the Witchwood, but other than that, it's a Witchwood. It's about a witch in the woods. It's meh.
Okay.
How cool can you make that? So, next one is Boomsday.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's okay, Max and all that, I get it, but I'm still more of a beast kind of guy than a mech kind of guy. In general, I think. And, Dr. Boom and a bunch of scientists, which some of them are alright. I think Zarek is pretty cool, or maybe Flubinus Flark or something there, right? But you don't see much of him anyway, so that's that. Next Ramus is next.
Okay.
I think there was some horror stuff style theme.
Yeah,
which was okay.
Next Ramus is a flying dungeon, basically, owned by Kalthazar.
I didn't even know that was a thing. So Kalthazar is also from next.
Yes.
Makes sense. That's the next one.
Minion servants of the cold dark, heed the call of Kalthazar.
Talking about cold dark. Next one is Karazhan.
Yeah.
You had Medivh, you had some so you had some chess theme, which I kind of liked.
Yeah, the chess one actually was pretty fun.
Chess one was actually pretty cool.
I think they made it into a Tavern Brawl once or twice.
Yeah, exactly, right? So where you can only have chess pieces and you play, and they have different abilities, right? They deal damage to adjacent stuff all the time, and you can only attack diagonally like a pawn. That's pretty cool. Rastakhans Rumble is the next.
He really liked that Rastakhans.
Yeah, I like the idea of with Rumble and all that, but then again, it's weird troll creatures.
I like trolls.
Oh no, yeah, because you are one. On the internet. I don't know, maybe. It hasn't been out that long, and from what I've seen, there's some okay stuff. There's beast stuff there, which is why it's about average. It's okay, but I haven't seen that much of it. Next one is the Grand Tournament.
Okay.
Grand Tournament is, I guess, it's just a little bit cooler version of Rastakhans Rumble, because I just imagine more humans.
Yes.
So that's just the edge.
That's you being racist, yes.
It's not me being a racist, it's just me liking humans, my own species, over trolls. I don't like trolls that much. Maybe. I think humans are... I'm biased towards... for humans, because I am a human. Sorry, right? But next one is Blackrock Mountain.
Yes.
I kind of like the theme. It's pretty cool. Like a lot of steel and iron and fire and Ragnaros and like tough stuff.
Yes.
Which is pretty cool.
Ragnaros, interestingly enough, is from Classic, not from...
Yeah, right.
But yeah, he was summoned by Thoris.
It's the idea, right?
In Blackrock Mountain. I mean, he belongs thematically in there, but he just was in the game already.
Exactly. So, Explorers League is next.
Yes.
I kind of like the idea. Just, the wilderness and exploring stuff, in the woods and all that with the Explorer's hat on and Reno Jackson, and then, just finding like the 49ers, the old school 49ers. not the football Niners.
I know.
Back in the day 49ers. Right? That sort of stuff. Kind of cool. Like pioneers. Sounds nice. Next is Old Gods. This is, by the way, number 4 already, so we're in the top 5.
Okay.
The Old Gods. It's pretty cool. A lot of, I think, Warcraft backstory, history sort of stuff.
Yeah, the Old Gods are kind of important to the lore of the Warcraft universe, and of course they are, just like everything in that vein, are just completely stolen from H.P. Lovecraft's Cthulhu mythos, basically.
Yeah, sure, whatever. And also the idea of like corrupted cards, like other versions of cards that are turned around, like Ragnar's Light Lord.
I was about to say
Deathwing Dragon Lord.
Doubly corrupted just makes him
makes him good. See that Doomed Apprentice, which for some reason is really bad. So yeah, that sort of stuff. Number 3, so top 3. Journey to Ungoro. Sort of like Explorers League, like same reasoning.
Well, Explorers League were more treasure hunters.
Yeah, right, but somewhat.
Journey to Ungoro, yeah.
Some of the same exploring stuff, right?
I mean, I think, at least in both of them.
Yeah, exactly. Nature stuff. There's tar.
Elise the Trailblazer is arguably the cooler Elise.
Probably, yeah. Even though Golden Monkey isn't bad.
Yeah.
So you got like elemental stuff, like you said. Got the big ass volcano. Got a lot of beasts, a lot of dinosaurs, pretty cool beasts, and the adapt, which this expansion played a big role in the mid-range hunter, which was my Hearthstone upbringing essentially.
Yes.
So that's number 3. Number 2, Knights of the Frozen Throne, because the Death Knights are great and the Lich King is fantastic.
Yes.
And it's a pretty cool theme. I like the Scourge. Like, if we're talking about strictly Warcraft, the Scourge is arguably, like, my favorite faction. They're just cool.
Okay.
They're, like, ghoul zombies.
Yes.
That destroy freaking everybody. And I just like it. I think it's pretty cool. And did you pay attention? What's number 1?
It's Miniatures of Gods.
Yes, it is. By far. That was easy. I knew that before I even made up my mind about this. This is not even close, I think. This is by far the coolest expansion. And here's my thought process, right? If you could transfer yourself right now into any expansion, like the environment of any expansion, which one would it be?
Karazhan.
What? Get off me. Why?
It's the one where I don't get killed, probably.
But you think so? There's magic there.
Well, yeah, there is some Haywire magic, and not Archimon, Malchus kind of showed up uninvited, but besides that, it's somewhat peaceful.
I don't know. But Gadgetzan,
there's literally a gang war going on
dark,
there.
Yeah, exactly. Dark alleyways, gangster stuff, 1950s Chicago, Illinois.
Yes,
big crust on pizza sort of stuff. I like that. I like that expansion a lot, man. There's gang factions going around. Like undercity stuff, like shady shit. I like it, man. That's some cool stuff. That's like Blues Brother type stuff,
Undercity is where the Forsaken live. That has nothing to do with
maybe something. But that sort of stuff, right?
Yes,
I like it. I like it a lot. But that's just my stuff. That's kind of my era, the old school days. I don't know.
I mean, I can see the appeal of the theme.
Yeah,
but
it's great theme.
If you actually were to be placed in one, I wouldn't choose the coolest. I would choose the one where I'm most likely to survive.
Well, okay, the most likely to survive. I don't know. Explorers League, Ungoro. There's stuff everywhere, right?
Again, Karazhan is basically just a party hosted by the strongest magic user in the entire world. Like, you're probably somewhat safe there.
Maybe. But is there other stuff? I don't know. Let me look at the list. What's the most survivable? Maybe not a lot.
I mean, Blackrock and Axe are literally based on dungeons, so that's not that great.
Rumble and Grand Tournament and all that.
Rumble,
implies fighting.
Rumble, it really depends on whether I'm placed in the crowd or in the actual Rumble.
Yes.
The crowd seems somewhat survivable, although it can be dragged to the...
Boomsday, maybe?
A lot of mad science going on.
A lot of explosions, yeah. Kobolds?
Again, it's more of a dungeon environment. Yeah. I know that every expansion inherently involves conflict and fighting, obviously, because that's what it's all about, but...
The Frozen Throne is apparently dangerous. And Goro, of course, with like, you lost kind of in the wild with beasts and all that.
Yeah, so the idea where it's like, a party in a tower.
Maybe. But like we're ranking coolest though, right? And a party has never been the coolest thing imaginable.
But you asked me which one I wanted to be dropped in.
Yeah, Gadget-san. Easily Gadget-san. Would you rather be like an Al Capone type guy or a Medivh type guy?
Definitely Medivh.
Unsure.
By far.
Undecided. I don't know. But that's my rankings. The coolest
come on. Strongest magic user in the entire world versus someone who got put into jail for tax evasion or something.
The keyword, man. Magic. I don't want no magic. And I think Gadget-san is the least... of course, there was like Kazakhs and stuff, which are some of the cooler wizards, but... it's one of the least magical written things in thematically, right? I want an expansion at some point where there's no spells.
Here's a question: what race is Kazakhs?
What race?
Yes.
It's Kazakhs, man. I don't know. Is he like a troll?
See, the thing is that it's very much suggested that he's a dragon.
Kazakhs is a dragon?
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Because dragons can transform into humanoids.
Right.
And his humanoid form is that of a troll.
Okay.
But it is very strongly suggested that he is in fact a dragon.
That's also pretty cool.
Make him the only dragon to ever have taken the form of a troll.
Alright. I mean, that's pretty cool, dragon.
Yes.
Pretty good. So Gadget-san, easily. Also Patches. And Jades.
I'm in charge now. Oh no, wait. These days he's just like...
Yeah, exactly. But yeah. Easily.
I love how they nerfed his voice line.
Yeah, easily Gadget-san. Let me know in the comments what you agree and disagree with, man. But that's the first topic. We have a halftime show. Not really a show, but a halftime announcement.
Yes.
We are expanding the franchise. Again.
Yeah.
Like for the, third time now?
Well, technically for the second time.
Well, because the two came together.
Came about at the same time. Yeah.
But
about the first one was the brand split.
Exactly.
This is just this is just us introducing 205 Live.
Exactly. Yeah, basically. It's WWE like main event now. I don't know. Basically. So, about a year ago we explained that we were doing individual channels as well. Of course, still in TrashcanTV as a main focus, but we are expanding again into another territory, and that territory is going to be focused on chess. We've mentioned it in Karazhan.
Yeah, so, I mean, it makes sense. We play a lot of games that have a similar audience, interestingly enough.
Like
Hearthstone. Yeah, primarily Hearthstone.
Very similar.
Well, I would say that they're very similar.
Well, the thought pattern. Once you get somewhat familiar with both, you recognize more and more similar thought patterns.
And so the idea is that you've always... Well, always.
For the majority of
for a long time, you have played chess somewhat competitively.
Like 12 years by now.
And I have basically my entire life known how to play chess, but never known how to basically be good at chess.
But I've always thought that you could be somewhat good at it.
So the idea was that you wanted to teach me.
Yes.
And we thought we might as well teach other people along the way.
Yeah, exactly. So, starting hopefully next week, very soon.
That's the idea.
Chess Progress, a beginner's journey. Yeah, beginner's JJ. I'm not a beginner. I'm an intermediate. But it's still my journey, though, as like a teacher. I don't know. But yeah, Chess Progress, we're going to have links to that everywhere now as soon as we launch it. So
yes.
You should be able to find that on this channel, on my channel, on JJ's channel. And if you're interested at all in learning chess, we're going to start from the very beginning. Because basically all that you know going into this is how the pieces move, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to learn, first of all, that, and then very basic stuff. So we're going to start slow and do like a video or two every week, explaining stuff and getting better slowly and surely, right?
That's the idea.
And see how far you can... Is that like a challenge? How good can you be? Like what rating can you have at the end of 2019? I think we should make that one. We should talk about that and then maybe mention that in the end of the year podcast.
I think we gonna have some stuff in the New Year's podcast for like resolutions and channel plans and goals and stuff.
Exactly.
We can put that in there.
That's where it belongs, I think. So that would be a good one though. But yeah, go check that out.
And watch that podcast.
And watch all these podcasts. Those are some of the best podcasts in the year.
Yeah, also, obviously, by listening to this right now, you are clearly watching the podcast, but...
or maybe you're in a different tab. You're just listening to it.
Yeah, the point is...
I find myself doing that.
The point is, this also shows you that the podcast is where you're getting all of your information early.
Yes, the podcast is basically WikiLeaks for TrashcanTV. But don't tell nobody, except do, because people are supposed to watch the podcast to get the pre-information.
Yes.
It's kind of our announcement platform in a way. But yeah, Chess Progress coming to you hopefully very soon. Learn some chess. Great game. Fantastic game. Arguably best board game of all time.
I'm not going to disagree with that.
Yeah, it's a pretty good game. I mean, there's a board in Hearthstone.
Well, yes.
It doesn't count like as a board game, though, I think. It's more of a card game.
It's more of a card game, yeah.
Yeah. So chess, pretty good board game. We'll get it. What's Trivial Pursuit? It's got a board and it's got cards. Is it like a quiz or is it a board game?
I mean, I guess it's a board game because so is Monopoly, right?
Yeah.
And that has cards.
But it's also
too.
sort of a quiz.
I mean, it is a quiz, yeah.
Yeah.
But can it not be both?
A board game and a maybe it can. I guess it's kind of a it's kind of united, both of them. Yeah. It's also a pretty good game, by the way. But we're not gonna make a channel about Trivial Pursuit.
No, that's
just like read books, know stuff, watch videos. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just like study stuff and you'll improve your common knowledge. You can't really help you with that. It's not that specific. But yeah.
There's only one thing that you could teach, and that's just like the idea of like which squares are better to get chances of rerolls, that kind of stuff. But
of course.
That would be like 10-minute video.
That's like an AGT sort of thing. If I still did those.
But that's not a full channel, right?
Yeah, because it's not a full. Chess is though. Chess is a full channel, is a full lifetime, is a full career. So chess is literally because it's almost infinite. They can always learn something, get better, do new stuff. And there's a huge amount of puzzle studies, and it's really, really fun once you get into it. So.
Every now and again, new strategies still got discovered.
Yeah, exactly. The let's call it the meta right now, but it still changes, like the popular openings, sort of stuff that's being played. So yeah, maybe you've heard about the World Championship that happened a few weeks back, and you're interested a little bit in maybe learning chess. Want to maybe just seem smart to people by saying chess. Just like solving the Rubik's Cube, or you actually want to get good at it and then play a little bit, sure, do that. It's a great game, so, and Chess Progress can help you with that. That's what we're doing. So be sure to check that channel out. That's the halftime announcement.
Yes.
We have a fact of the week before we get into the second topic.
Yes. I said you don't like magic?
Well, no, not really.
Well, this fact is about magic.
Of course.
More specifically, it's about Magic the Gathering Arena.
That's what I thought.
Which is, of course, currently kind of a big competitor to Hearthstone, in a way.
Okay.
And they recently made some announcements relating to the game, which I'm not going to go into right now, but if anyone here either plays the game or is interested in getting started with playing the game, for a limited time, I assume, I don't think I've actually heard the time limit, but you can enter the code GameAwards to redeem some meta cards in the game that
it's
could help you. It's an
online game?
Yes.
Okay.
It's actually somewhat similar to Hearthstone. They just now introduced a new ranking system that is the Hearthstone ranking system, basically.
Yeah, maybe if you send me a link or something, I'll check it out.
Yeah, sure.
But also the other people watching. That's the idea, right?
Yeah.
Sure, that's your fact of the week.
Just, public service announcement if you want some magic cards in that game. Game Awards.
Exactly. Also go play chess. That's another one. But here's my fact of the week. When recording specific voice lines, you're familiar with the show Rick and Morty.
Yes.
Season 4 should be dropping at some point, right?
At some point, yes.
Wasn't it hinted at around Christmas this year? Which is
I don't know.
Damn near soon. When recording voice lines when Rick was drunk in the show with the stuttering and the drooling and all that.
Yes.
Justin Roiland actually got pissed drunk on set.
Yeah, I
for real and recorded stuff being drunk. Which is something that's really cool that I recently found out. And I saw a behind the scenes video where he was doing that. And he actually stands there in front of the mic, beer in hand. It's pretty interesting. So yeah, that's how they did it. And then he actually sounds a little bit drunk. But yeah, That's the beauty of the show, I guess. Is the stuff is real. they're not scripting a lot. They're just going with it. So yeah, that's my fact of the week. We have a second topic. This one's interesting. This one's
God!
Kind of a thought experiment, and I've experimented a lot with my thoughts, man. I like this one. So here's the idea, right, that I've proposed. You are to create everyone, right? Involving everyone. You are to create a scenario of kind of a competition with 3 disciplines, all of which you are allowed to pick. And then, hypothetically, if you were to take on every single person on planet Earth, you cannot lose to anyone in all 3 disciplines, right? So, basically, pick a competition of 3 disciplines where you will never lose 3-0 against anyone. So, at least one of those 3, you got to be better than everyone.
So, I guess...
What's your combination going to be? That thing, right?
Theoretically, the best approach would be to figure out one thing that you're really good at.
Yes.
And then try to basically figure out whom is better at that, and then figure out what you're better at than most of those people, and then do that another time. Whew. So, but because you can't actually know that exactly, you're basically just guessing 3 things that you're really good at, and that probably aren't that related.
I think 3 is about a fair amount. If it's too many things, then you can be very specific and probably find something. If it's just 1 or 2, it's almost impossible. I think 3 is a good amount.
Yeah, I mean, if you were to hold the world record in anything, then good chance that if you just pick that one thing, then...
Exactly, but now you need to combine stuff. You can lose 2 to anyone, but just need to win 1.
So that's the idea. For example, if you're a great athlete, but not necessarily the best in any category, but you're pretty good, you probably should still not pick 3 sports, because then there's always going to be someone who's just a better athlete who might be able to beat you in all. Exactly. But if you're picking like one thing that's like obscure knowledge quiz about some topic that you know a lot about, one might be a sport, and then one is like something else, and the more different the 3 categories are,
the more diverse your talents, the better your chance.
The less likely that someone else knows all 3 of those things well.
So what my first idea was actually is, the first thing that I came up with was a game of chess.
Yes.
A deadlift, just one rep max deadlift, and something maybe football related or something math related. And then I remembered that I actually know persons who can beat me in all 3. Specifically John Urshow, who is a former NFL offensive lineman. He's on his road to becoming chess master, and he's getting his PhD in math at MIT right now. So a pretty smart guy. Actually played him on chess.com recently in a board game. He's about rated the same as I am. I made a big mistake and lost. But yeah, so he would definitely beat me all those 3 probably. So it's not that easy, but some things that I also came up with was solving the Rubik's Cube. 3x3 Rubik's Cube in the least amount of time.
Yeah.
Can do about 45 seconds. I know a lot of people can do a lot faster than that, so that's 1. Then I still want to stick with the game of chess.
I'm not sure if those are a good combination.
The thing is,
I feel like they draw similar people.
That's exactly the thing. The thing is, right, they draw similar people. And then the third one, I was actually also thinking another brain thing. But if you pick 3 brain things, that's hard.
The problem for me is that I almost have to pick 3 mental things, because I'm going to beat very few people in any specific physical discipline.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yikes.
You could pick a game of Hearthstone and give yourself 50-50 against almost everyone.
That's true, I guess.
But we're not doing stuff like a coin flip or anything. That's just cheating.
Yeah, I guess it would have to involve some kind of skill. I mean, for you, the idea of doing the Rubik's Cube thing and maybe then something sports related on top of that already gives you very wide
I think there's
coverage.
Still a bunch of people who can beat me both in Rubik's Cube and maybe also in chess at the same time. But the chances that a person...
It's the same... I like to think of you solving the Rubik's Cube one-handed while playing chess.
The one-handed chess playing is not a problem. But
I know, but Rubik's Cube solving.
Question would then be how many of the people who can do both those things at an expert level can also lift 350 pounds and more.
Yeah.
I'm expecting that not to be that type of person, right?
So you could also approach it that way, that you pick 3 disciplines that you think you're going to be good at.
Yes.
and then you're gonna go, if I drop one of those out, how many people do I actually now get in that could beat me?
Yeah.
And then replace it with something that could cover more people.
Maybe.
Than the one you just dropped.
Yeah. That's true. So, kind of what would be the first discipline you would be throwing out?
For me.
Yes.
Oh god. So let's see. I'm kind of okay at card games, both physical and digital, and I have some obscure knowledge, but then I would have to pick a category for the quiz first that I would sensibly be better than a lot of people.
Maybe writing some type of program?
I'm not sure how easily you can make them to a competition, and if it's about...
Like who can write the better code for something, or who can do it faster, sort of thing.
Yeah, so I think one could easily be a quiz about comic book knowledge.
Okay.
Because that's already kind of obscure to begin with.
Yeah.
I know that there is a lot of people that actually really are into comics that would do better than I would.
Right.
Partially also because I've only been really interested in comics for the last few years.
Alright, so like a Marvel quiz.
So, yeah, like... Cool. That's actually probably a better idea than a generalized quiz because I don't know a lot about a lot of the...
yeah, I'll beat you in a Garfield quiz any day.
Yeah, about a lot of the non-big two publishers and that kind of stuff. Marvel Comics quiz, that could be one. Yes. And then that already limits a huge amount of people.
Yeah, I'm out at that point.
Yeah, also because, again, comics are already kind of a niche thing to begin with.
Which is always good to have. If you're really good at some very obscure thing, you gotta take that.
Then...
How about a game of Overwatch?
No.
No? Alright. It's a wallpaper.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not good at that game, actually.
Right.
I've played it a bit here and there. Mostly with friends. Not really on any kind of good level, and I'm usually still the worst person on the team.
Okay, yeah.
No, that's just...
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people, if I sat down with them that have never played that specific game before, maybe something similar, they would still beat me.
Okay.
The second one could probably be a card game then, because that makes sense.
Like Hearthstone type stuff or like poker?
I was thinking maybe Texas Hold'em.
Okay. Yeah, maybe.
I'm by no means an expert, but I can probably beat out a lot of people on that. And I feel like the overlap between the comics fandom and poker players...
From experience that we've made together, the average person is not very good at poker.
Yes.
That is true.
But also, if you think about, like, comic fans and poker players, seems like a smaller overlap than maybe Hearthstone players and comic fans.
Yeah, maybe.
Because it's not as nerdy of a thing, inherently. So...
How about... Oh, I forget. Dungeons & Dragons isn't competitive. What a shame.
Yes.
It could be a decent game if it were. Huh. But you can't use it then, right?
Yeah, I don't think there's really anything D&D related.
One thing I just came up with, which I actually thought of before, but it didn't come to my mind, is... this is definitely what I'm picking. A game of Madden NFL 17 on the PlayStation 4. Because I was literally top 100 in that game.
Oh, yeah.
So, even of people who do play Madden, there's only roughly 100 people who can reliably beat me. And those 100 I can beat either in chess or the Rubik's Cube. Or deadlift, I don't know.
I was about to say, probably don't pick chess and the Rubik's Cube.
Yeah.
It's probably better if you only pick one of those and then a physical thing on top of that.
Maybe. I don't know how big the overlap is between football players and Madden players, though.
I don't know.
Think more Madden players can lift weight because they play football, or they know chess and the Rubik's Cube because they're gamers?
I mean, they clearly play a lot of Madden if they are in the top 100. So, the question is then how much time do you have to put into other stuff to such a degree that they could then... I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. That would be kind of tough to figure out, but that would definitely be the stable one.
Of course, having something that is where you already know that you're in like a top percentile or something like that, of course, gives you a huge advantage, which actually made me think of... This might sound arrogant. If there was something that could specifically just test...
IQ test.
I was about to say raw intelligence. I guess an IQ test technically would be something...
Is it a competition? Tough.
I don't know. It has a score at the end.
I don't know. It's kind of like a dick measurement. Like, it's not really ability type stuff, right?
It very much is about ability. It's about mental ability.
Maybe capability. I don't know. That's tough.
But because I know for a fact that if that IQ test I took years ago is anything to go by, that I am, I think, in the top 1 or 2 percentile.
Yeah, sure.
So that would already eliminate a huge amount of people.
Maybe, yeah. But then again, exactly those people that it doesn't eliminate would also be good at the other stuff you might pick.
Well, definitely the idea of...
Like, for example, that would be the case for me, too. I could beat most people out in that, but I know that the people who are at my level or higher in IQ are very disproportionately going to be better than me at chess, for example.
Yes. Which is also why, again, the idea of picking something physical that you're good at and something mental that you're good at is a good combination. The problem is, I couldn't think of a single thing that I'm physically really good at.
Yeah. That's the thing, right?
I'm not a sports person.
You're not exactly a sports person. Tough. So yeah, it's definitely Madden for me.
I'm not sure if IQ test, because it is not inherently a competitive thing, is kind of a dick move.
I don't know. It's tough. It's sort of like who can grow the longer beard sort of thing, right?
I'm not gonna win that one.
Of course you're not, right? But like, I have the biggest size shoes sort of thing. That's
I'm not gonna win that one either.
Yeah, that's more of a just I don't know if that would count. That's a fringe thing.
Okay, so, but even then, I think with
maybe you can take like some like math Olympia type test or something, some official test. That's not just raw IQ, but actually knowledge.
Yeah, but the problem when it comes to
Who
math
score
knowledge,
the highest on an SAT?
With the problem with math knowledge, for example, is that I know I'm more knowledgeable about math than the average person. Yeah. But I know from first-hand experience that someone who studies math in college is going to be better at math than I am.
Yeah, right.
So, that's still a few people there.
Yeah, it's tough.
And a lot of those people tend to be nerdy again, which then has...
That's why it's good to have the kind of the skill set of everything, right?
So, I think with like some Texas Hold'em, maybe even like a best of 3 or something, just to be... safe to not have a statistical outlier in there. And then the comic knowledge quiz or Marvel Comics knowledge quiz, for example, would already cover a lot of bases, but I don't think that those two alone would make it the best.
Probably not.
Which then brings out the question, what's going to be my third thing?
Yes.
To beat those people that know about comics and also can play poker well.
Tough.
Yeah.
Maybe at the end of next year it could be a game of chess, but that's also in the very close proximity.
Yeah. This is kind of tough.
Yeah, it's a nice thought experiment though. I like it. You could of course pick something and then try and practice to become extremely proficient at that.
Yeah, of course, but
like recognizing whatever, like CDs by cover or something.
But by that logic, you could pretty much pick anything if you had
exactly.
If
you had the time, yes. The idea is, could you do it tomorrow?
If you had prep time and you were the only one who knew you were prepping for that,
exactly.
You could pick pretty much any 3 things that you think you can reasonably master at some point.
Exactly.
And then, of course.
That's not gonna happen.
Maybe something about song recognition. I don't know.
I'm better at song recognition.
Yeah, I know.
Hold'em is like questionable, but okay, you would definitely have me in the comics. That's true. So that would probably...
Of course, once you can pinpoint a specific person that could beat me in all 3 things, clearly I'm not the best in all 3. Or I couldn't beat...
How about Joe? Like comics, I don't know. Are you about equal in comics or are you better?
I think I'm still better in comics than he is, and I can definitely beat him in poker.
You're probably better in poker, yeah. That's true.
He is one of those people that can play poker and knows when to not play a hand sometimes, but he's also the type of guy who just won't care sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. That's his problem. Biggest problem. That's true. Yeah, maybe that's your thing. I think maybe if anyone tends to be watching this video who thinks that they could beat either one of us in all those 3, then challenge us.
I kind of like the idea of Texas Hold'em, like with like tournament style where you both get a certain amount of money and then whoever has all the money then wins, just and then best of 3.
Okay.
I guess it would have to be a heads up if you were challenging 1-on-1. Because with the best of 3, you can play the first game kind of relaxed, and then based on how the opponent plays, you can then see if you lose the first game, you might have to play more conservatively in the second one.
The more time you get, the more games you get, the higher the winner for the more skilled player is going to be because you have more time to figure stuff out.
Yeah, and I am, on average, probably going to be the more skilled player. Again, there's a lot of people that can beat me.
Like all the poker pros, they're going to beat you. You can give that up right away.
I'm not close to being a pro.
But then, are they as good as you in recognizing, in like knowing comics?
Yeah.
Marvel comics. It's maybe, it is like, maybe this and this percentage can beat me in the first thing. And of that group, what percent can beat me in the next one? So.
I like the comics thing as a starting point because that is already...
So that would be like your number one?
Yeah, I think so.
Your first elimination, for me, would be Madden.
Again, both of those are kind of niche things, especially because you were like, oh yeah, this specific version of Madden.
It's Madden 17, PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
Cleveland Browns offensive playbook. Well, I don't care what offensive playbook they're playing. I'm playing the Browns. Gun, bunch, Z-spot, and corner strike, and HB draw. Those are the money plays.
And I mean, because I know for a fact that comic books as a whole seem to be a dying industry because they're just not selling that great.
Books.
Yeah.
Dying industry, yeah.
Comic books are not really selling as well as they used to. Well, primarily in the 90s.
We're thinking about something like just memory, like memorizing stuff. Short term, maybe.
I'm not good at memorizing stuff.
Short term, not.
Not necessarily.
Like a full page of numbers and remember what order they're in or something.
No.
Okay, so that might have been something that I might have considered as well. But I guess I'll pick those three. Well, those three is being Madden, probably the Cube, and I want to say chess because I think these are the three disciplines where I'm in all three the highest percentage in the world. But then again, the overlap is just a lot bigger. Yeah. So I need to probably kick either the Rubik's Cube or chess. And I'll probably kick chess, actually. Because I think that's just more commonly spread. Like, that's more popular than the Rubik's Cube. And then do something athletic.
Yeah, also, especially because there's a somewhat decent amount of people that learn to solve it.
Yeah.
But then, most of those don't focus on doing it fast,
exactly.
necessarily.
Like, below a minute is tough.
They can still solve it fast to someone who doesn't know how to solve it, but to someone who actually has trained to be fast at it, they don't stand a chance. Yeah. Again, for me, the comic knowledge, I think, seems like something that already would eliminate like 99.99% of people or something bullshit like that. Because
that's good.
Because very few people even read comics to that degree.
Yeah.
And then even people who read comics don't necessarily know more about comics than I do.
Yeah. Maybe, I think a lot of those people who could actually beat you in comic knowledge, you could probably outlift or something.
That seems far-fetched.
I don't know, maybe. But, okay, that's the idea. So, what would you pick in the comments? What's your three disciplines? I like this thought experiment. I think those types of discussions are really cool. So, I came up with that. But that's the second topic. We have a song of the week before we end the podcast. Is that correct?
It's already that time again.
It's that time again.
This one felt really short. I mean, I know it's not.
We're going up to an hour now.
But because there was a lot of natural discussion, it felt kind of short.
That's the way the podcast is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Let us know your song of the week in the viewer music share playlist. Link in the description of this video. Drop our YouTube link in there. If it's a good song, we appreciate that.
And of course, you're going to get a shout out. We said that before.
Yeah, of course. And what's your JJ song of the week this week?
My song of the week is Corolla's Rex by Sabaton.
Never heard of that song. Heard of the band. I know the band. They have some good songs. That specific song I have not known. Are we going to see that band make a possible appearance next week?
I haven't finished the list yet, but it seems very likely.
Okay, yeah, we'll see. So, my song of the week is The Perfect Day by Fisher Z. That song you should know at this point. Maybe you still haven't listened to it. I think it's in the folder on the music share somewhere.
I know what you're talking about.
So, it's I like the song.
Yeah.
I've gotten around to the song somewhat recently, actually. Like, really this week. It is a song of the week. And I like it. It's a good song. So, that's our songs of the week.
Yeah, like, for the actually being the song of the week type thing, I've had that song, not the Fisher Z one, the Sabaton one, stuck in my head for like almost 2 days straight this week.
Okay.
So yeah,
same idea for me. Maybe not only that one, other ones too, because I've been dealing with a lot of song stuff lately.
Yeah.
In preparation for my list, I had a lot of music in my head, but it's gonna be next week is gonna be a good podcast. I can tell that much. It's gonna be really good podcast. But thank you for watching this podcast. We are gonna see you in the next one. Leave a like and subscribe to TrashcanTV and JJ.
That's it.
That's it.